What is good, people? This is the Not Up for Debate podcast. This is episode 6, season 2, episode 6. Yeah, I think that's right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
This is the Not Up for Debate NUFD podcast. I am your host, Blast Off B.
So today we have a special guest. Before I introduce our guests, I do have to give some acknowledgement to my co-host. So you weren't here for the last show. You were out sick with the family. Everybody's good?
Yeah, we're good. Make sure people, was it COVID? Make sure you let people know that clearly when you said that.
No, I'm saying,
We good. We good. We getting there.
Okay.
Boys still struggling a little bit, but you know.
Okay. So I'm glad.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah, of course. So, as we always do, like I said, this is the Starsky to my Hutch. This is my man, Migs, not 7.2, but 7.2, Migs 7.2 on Instagram. Just Migs for the day. What's going on?
Chilling, baby.
I'm glad
to
you're
be back. I'm glad to have my people come through too.
Yes, and before I introduce myself, we have none other than, oh, you got it on your shirt? Oh, yeah. So we have...
A little self-promoting.
As you should. So my man Nike Nate, thanks for being here with us. Before we get into the topic and jump right into everything, let everybody know what your socials are, like how they can get in touch with you, and a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, a little bit about myself. Nike Nate, Instagram, Nike 21 Nate. I have 2 resale consignment shops, one in South Jersey, one in Delaware County, PA, just by the Philly Airport. Re-Up Sneakers for the South Jersey one, Re-Up Sneakers Delco for the PA one. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, so
I'm glad to, real quick, I'm glad you came prepared, Nate, because I was waiting to see, because one big thing with this guy is, you better know how to fucking spell when you call him this shit.
yeah, I will.
You better, because people be struggling.
Yeah.
My man had it ready. So
As you
he
should.
came prepared. That's why he's here.
So before we go anywhere, what I'm gonna need you to do, I'm gonna need you to get a little flexible right here, because you are the sneaker guy, right? Like you're the sneaker guy. So
That's what they say. I don't see it that way, but yeah, sure.
that's how I was introduced to you. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that. So you're the sneaker
Hold
guy.
on. Who introduced him like that to you? Because it wasn't me.
He's the sneaker
Because
guy.
I don't want to lose. Because I know exactly what you mean.
Right.
It's a lifestyle.
So
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
thank you. It is a lifestyle. But because I have a big question. We all gonna do this today. We about to do this.
Okay.
So we all gotta get flexible. But can you show us what you have on your feet today? Can you put like the cameras right there?
We got this.
Oh,
one.
that was he's
This
smart.
is a pro.
He's
word.
smart as
Oh,
So I'm assuming you got these for nothing.
No, I paid resale for these.
The fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah, I mean, so in the resale market, I mean, it's super difficult. I mean, there's so many bots, there's so many people. The resale game is so big now that even if you're not into sneakers, people realize that there's money to be made off of it. So I mean, if you can go on sneakers, and there's tons of memes about guys hooking up with girls, and it's only so that they can help on the sneakers app and. I mean, it is what it is, but again, if you can scoop a shoe for $150 or $200 and it has a $12, $13, $14, $1,500 resale value, like, well, why would you not try to grab as many people as you can to help secure that shoe?
Right.
But again, knowing the market, fluctuates, and as the shoe releases, it's right before release, the shoe's super high, and then once the shoe releases and all of the people that get the shoe that are in it for the quick flip, a lot of people will just, they'll hurry up and move it. So you it'll take a little dip in the price, and then you kind of weed those people out, and then it kind of spikes back up again. So the trick is, if you're gonna pay resale, to try to get it as it dips down before it hits that spike, when everybody out there is trying to offload it to make a quick flip.
and I said it's like stock with him. Because when I want
It
to
is.
shoot, I hit him.
Yeah.
When you think I should pull the trigger?
Yeah.
Wait.
He's usually right.
He just gave y'all a lesson. Absolute lesson. Well, not y'all. He gave me a lesson, number one. Then he gave y'all a lesson. But we didn't even get there yet. I don't even have to ask questions today because he's gonna answer everything before I even throw it out there.
Try not to.
All I said was, can we see your sneaks? So
That is true. That is true.
But again, you
But
automatically
hold
assume
on.
you automatically assume that I got them for retail, and again, it's not. I don't have any special plugs. It's not like because I'm in the shoes, like this store helps me or that. Like I'm in the same boat as everybody else is most times. Like I'm entering the raffles as often as I can to try to get. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't.
But you are the store.
But I am a resale store. I'm not a retail store, so it's
Gotcha.
not like I'm getting shipments of.
And that's
said
why he's
products.
successful.
But-
because if he was more worried about getting every shoe, my man got 2 stores now. He might still have 1 store if he was worrying about getting every shoe. But I'm gonna tell you what he does. Like,
Wait.
Hold on, let me just break the facade down for you.
We didn't finish. We're just.
But we might as well just answer this part since we already
Okay.
because we probably gonna forget. So yeah, he does pay resale,
Sure.
but it's just, and even with me, it's just when I was in the game, and he can attest to this, right? I got a witness right here that I am
Of course.
retired. And he let me go out with a bang because I was retired. We'll talk about that right now. This,
Yeah, I know.
Damn, man, you're not gonna have my back on that either.
I can have it slightly, but it's like I've gone through the same thing. Like I'm done. I'm not getting anything else. And then
Until-
something else releases, and you're
Right.
like, well, that's something that I have to have. And it's like anything. You'll do the same thing that I did. You'll just minimize what it is that you go and get. You're still gonna have to get something. It's almost like an addiction. It's almost like a drug to you. You
It
gotta
is.
be able to have something. And what you have is only gonna last so long. So at some point, you're gonna have to get the newer
Keep telling
version
me
that.
of
You know,
said
my
shoe.
shoes
No, he's right.
It's
He's
gonna
true.
happen.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So we saw we didn't even ask. We didn't say what they were, but we saw the Travises, right? So we're gonna.
Yeah, well, you want to explain because that was the whole thing because he had a whole fit.
Oh, go ahead.
Because people were just throwing out names and not saying what the shoe really was. Because some of the people watching, according to him, don't know about shoes like we do. So we're assuming everyone knows what they are.
I made that.
Was that good? Was that
yeah,
good?
that was good. I
That
made
was
that
good.
assumption myself.
Okay.
So before we go into seeing what else we have on, because he's about to put up his, I'm gonna put up mine. I'm not in this area.
Pause on that, by the way.
I'm not in this
Pause
realm
on that.
right now.
We're going to talk about it because I've gotten messages and I gotten DMs. And we building right now. You feel what I'm saying? I got my man Nike. They here, we trying to build over here.
Yeah.
And we're going to lose credibility if you stay on this tip. Because right now, my man is on a plight. To tell a plight.
No, we're gonna go there. We're gonna go there. We're gonna
My
go
man
there.
had the nerve to
I
show
love
a pair of
mids.
mids again.
I love mids.
Okay.
And actually, I'm glad you went there because that's part of my topic today. But before
If
we
we
go
lose
there,
guests because of the mids, I'm going to call you out on it, by the way.
that's y'all, not me. That's
I'm
y'all,
just
not
letting
me.
you know.
No, that's y'all, not me. So, explain first before we go with you. So you were saying that Nate was saying that people don't know sneakers, like they don't know the names and all that. So
Right.
explain what you have on, what you showed us.
So Travis Scott did a collab with Fragment Design, that is a Japanese designer who has done collaborations with Jordan Brand in the past. So the Fragment Air Jordan 1 has a huge high resale value. So with the trend of Jordan Brand collabing with Travis Scott, it's kind of elevated, the brand once again to another level. So for the people that aren't in the know, to take a Jordan 1 and then collab with Fragment Design and then collab with Travis Scott on top of that, it's like kind of, it really boosts it up. It's insane kind of when you take those three and put them into one shoe. The low obviously isn't on the same resale value as the high, but again, it's like anything else. A lot of times it just comes down to exclusivity. So the highs were a lot more difficult to acquire than the lows, where the lows dropped on sneakers and a couple other ways, where the highs were pretty much Travis's website only.
And we're backdoored or bought it out, basically. He wants to be nice. We
That's-
want to be
that's
nice.
what it is, yeah.
There, he knows what it is. Like 10 people got all of them. And this is the shit I be talking about because I don't understand why you can't cancel all those orders, but we're not gonna go down that path today.
What are you wearing today?
And I'm glad you did what you did because I'm gonna say something. Last time he had me show my footwear,
Right.
I saw the podcast after, you couldn't even see shit but the sole. And I looked crazy, like trying
You
to
were
do it.
smart, like,
yeah,
so what did
you try to put
yeah,
your foot up?
I tried to put it up, yeah.
Yeah.
People saw shit they didn't even see, like,
Yeah, come on the bottom of the shit.
Yeah, so, so we're gonna do what he said. It's kind of a little tough
I'm
to take over.
not on that level.
Which I had last time too, by the way. Disclaimer, this is like my favorite shoe. So you guys might see me wear these often. And I'm not going to be able to explain them like he can. He's like a historian for real. I'm not going to go into all the design and all that shit. But these are Air Jordan 4s, collab with Cause, which is one of the dopest artists.
Cause,
right now.
shout out to Cause, one of the dopest artists, period. Not out right now, just in my opinion, just period. Outside of my son.
Well, you know I believe that because if you see the hoodie too,
Oh,
you know, it's the Cause Comes de Garçon collab. And this, by the way, was my way out of retirement, by the way. This was the last hurrah. Everything else you guys see, it's gonna be older season, stuff like that.
So I'm wearing fire red Air Jordan 1s, mids. Mid. See how these are mid, these not high, they're not low, they're right in the middle.
Pause. Because I didn't even need to look at Nate and I know he was cringing. Because you out here just throwing out names and shit like that. Like, that is not what those are.
Wait a minute. So if
But
that's not what these are, what are they?
Let's bring it back. So the debate with the mids.
Let's go with, what's the problem
So
with
the
it?
debate with the
For
mids
you.
and the highs. And here's to break it down simpler than anything else. It comes down to exclusivity. So certain highs are looked at and made in more limited quantities than a mid. So if you, at any point in time, you can walk into Foot Locker for the most part and buy a mid. On a regular high, if it's an exclusive drop, like it's gonna sell out instantly.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens to those people that don't want to pay resale and don't want to spend $1,000, $2,000 for a shoe and just want a decent, simple model colorway of a Jordan 1? That's where the mid comes in. It's kind of that gap between people that want to have Jordans but don't want to spend crazy money. I'm not a fan of mids, but at the same point,
That's a nice.
No, it's okay, it's all right.
I understand what it is. You know what I mean? I understand what the point of a mid is, and not everybody is going to want $1,000 shoe on their feet. Not everybody is going to want to spend that type of money. People are, some people are into modding out their cars and they're going to put money into that. I might not be that type of person that says I'm not going to go put a $1,000 exhaust on my car. But there's some people that are perfectly fine with that. That's their preference and that's what they want to spend their money on.
So let me let you know, because I don't think we've ever had this conversation in depth, and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
So for me, and you know this, it's not about money. For me, it's never been about money. I could care less about how much something costs, because it could cost 38 cents or it could cost 38,000. If I like it, I want it, I'm going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it comes down to preference.
Sure.
So the only highs that I really like personally are dunks. That's the only highs that I personally like.
Okay.
Unless I'm playing basketball and I gotta wear highs because I got bad ankles. So unless I'm playing ball, the only highs
not
that
to cut you off, but that's another misconception. But go ahead.
Clearly that's been disproven.
Lows, right.
But I've had so many ankle injuries wearing lows that I refuse to wear anything but at this point.
I'm sorry.
So give me a moment. Let me finish.
Finish.
Give me a moment. Let me finish. So for me, it's never been about, and I appreciate your explanation, because a lot of people out there don't know. Unless they're in the game, then they don't know, right? But I will say this, for me, it's all about preference. So it's where the sneaker lies on my foot. I'm not the tallest guy. I'm 5'8". Highs, I don't like the way they look on my foot. They actually make my foot look longer. So unless they're dunks because of the way they look to me, which are a very similar pattern to ones,
right.
to Air Jordan 1s. It's a very similar pattern. But for me, that's the only high that I will wear outside of playing ball, right? For me. And I don't like Jordan lows, period. I would buy Uptowns. I'll buy Forces before I buy a Jordan low, period.
But what's the difference?
They're a little different. I just prefer. I would prefer a Force to a Jordan. Like I'd rather. So with that, because they're and same with the dunk, because they are very similar in style.
Sure.
At that point, that's when it becomes. Well, what do I like with this outfit?
Right.
So I'll just get some. I don't like all white Jordan 1s. I don't know why. I just don't like them.
Well, you'll do an all-white Air
But I'll do
Force?
an all white first.
Can I talk now?
Yeah, please.
We'll make sure. So I realized it. You know what? I give up on my plight. It's just like some people, you gotta accept them and love them for who they are. You know, you have some men who, no disrespect to anyone, prefer big women. You know, that's their preference. So when it comes to that, my man just likes mids, so I'm gonna leave you alone. This is the last time I'll bring it up.
We've been on this for I don't know how long.
Because I can't anymore. But, you know, we good. It's done.
We good.
Yeah, we good.
I appreciate it.
We good.
I just can't do it. I can't. I wanted to get into the highs. I did. And again, for me, it's not about money. Like I've paid a lot of money for sneakers. So I can't. And I have like, you know, I do have highs. I just don't wear them as frequently. I find myself like, no, I'm not gonna put them on.
So let's get into
So could I circle back to you, giving him a hard time about his mids?
Yeah, go ahead.
You going back with me, we should fall into that same criteria. As much as mids kind of aren't our thing, you and I being on the older generation of the sneakers, it really does come down to wear what you like. So for you to bust his chops over that kind of goes back on.
well, no, it'll be like somebody. No, it wasn't even on that. See, because
If it's in
I don't really.
I'm just busting the colorway on some Bo Jackson over there, like.
Because at the end of the day, yeah, I wear what the hell I like. Like,
Right,
and most hyped up shoes, most shoes that are hyped now to me aren't even that hot. So at the end of the day, a lot of this shit be bullshit. A lot of things be names. So it wasn't because of that. It ain't whether it's the reason.
That's what I wanted to make sure.
I just had to make sure. I actually thought I'd be able to, you know, change his mind. Streets was asking. Streets was talking.
Yeah,
but, you know, Streets is over. I'm not bringing it up again.
No.
It's over.
I got destroyed in my inbox. I did for Rocket.
So I think he tried to take it out on me, but it's cool.
I got destroyed in my inbox.
Then, by the way, this is the second time I've been scolded live.
What was the scolding?
Go ahead.
What was the scolding?
Go ahead.
If you did, I apologize.
No, I ain't taking that.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize I was doing that. I apologize.
No, you let us know this is serious to me, so shut the fuck up. So I could let people know what the fuck is really going on.
Yeah, because I'm trying, like,
He definitely
Yo, but
wanted
you know,
to address the issue.
because in the inbox, it was
Yeah.
an inbox, man. Like, yo, I'm getting killed
So I
for
got
rocking
it.
mids.
You
I
can't
got
let
killed
the
for
public
rocking mids.
You can't
Like,
let the public get to you.
right, I like what I
You
like.
love who you love.
Yeah,
You love who you love.
I love who I love.
You love who you love.
I love who I love. And I love all of y'all. I love everyone. I love everybody who watches, downloads. So YouTube, what else we on? We on YouTube. We on blessoffbeat.com. What else we on? We on Spotify. Like all
All the platforms. Apple Music. But I will say this. Visually, this is like goes on another level visually. So I'll tell you one. You want to watch it. So subscribe. I never thought I'd be the person to say subscribe to our channel. But subscribe to our channel, please. What is it, by the way? Spell it, motherfucker. Spell it. You ain't asking motherfuckers to
It's
spell it.
Not for the Bait podcast, NUFD podcast. You can go to my page, blastoffbeat.com. You can look back here. Thanks, Nate. I appreciate it for the branding. You can go to his page.
Brandon.
You can go to his page. So Meg 7.2. You can go to his page and find it. The link tree is there. Everything that we have is up there. Please go subscribe, watch, share, follow, view, enjoy. Yeah, enjoy it because we're funny. Like, you know. That's
But
what
yeah,
we're
we
here
like this shit went off the road. We gotta act like we're a real podcast. So let's,
Oh, yeah.
let's actually mention what the hell the topic is because people are just like,
for.
what are you guys talking about?
Just rambling.
Yeah. So because and now I messed up my.
I got him
segue.
flustered.
Yeah, you messed up my
I'm gonna
segue.
play his
You
ball.
messed
Okay.
up my segue. But no, go ahead. So
Nah,
our
I
topic
can't.
for the day. No, our topic for the day. You can go ahead. So you made the topic. It was all
Okay,
you.
so
I don't want to take
all
the
right.
credit.
So the topic for the day is who is, and you gotta listen to what I'm saying. Who is more influential to the culture right now? And when I say culture, I gotta do a disclaimer because he's gonna ask me to give you one. This means fashion, shoes, hip hop, art, all these things to combine. Who's more influential to this? Travis Scott or Kanye West? And not a lifetime award. We're talking about currently who's more influential, and really basically to the youth, if we want to be real.
Because the youth drives everything. Seriously, they do. Thank you.
Was that right? I
No,
did a good job?
Yeah, you did a great
Okay.
job. That actually was a great
I
topic.
might be able to supplement for you one day.
You could. I'm gonna be sick next week. So, what I want to say is today, thank you for the topic because that was a great topic. And I actually saw something very similar on some other platforms, but I don't think they're going to delve into it the way that we do, especially when we have a connoisseur professional here sitting with us. So here's the funny thing. So what was the shoe that you have on?
Travis Scott.
Travis
Air
Scott.
Jordan 1.
Air Jordan 1? Fragment.
Low.
What hat do you have on?
Life of Pablo.
Life of Pablo by
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Yes.
Okay. So what's that topic?
He's a walking contradiction.
Well, the blues kind
Maybe.
of match is what it was.
Was more influential.
So you're influenced clearly by both of them.
Of course.
So, is the hat more important to you, or are the sneakers more important?
Hold on, his name is Nike Nate, and you're gonna ask him what's more important?
No.
Oh,
I'm asking because our
I
topic
think we
is.
more by branding of whose hat it is and whose shoes.
Thank
it is. Sure. I think it's so tough. It really is. I mean, that's when kind of we said that what the topic was going to be. I mean, that was my first reaction. Was that's a difficult. I don't think there's one easy answer to it all. To be honest with you, I think it's kind of it's a broad.
I think it's
spectrum.
easy.
But I'm gonna tell you something.
I think
You
it's
came
easy.
on here, right?
I think
And
it's
what does
easy.
it say? Not up for debate. So you go on other podcasts, you might be able to give a politically correct answer.
Yeah,
Not
no,
really
don't
answer.
do that.
But here, you my guy, you're gonna have to give me an answer, baby. You're gonna have to give me an answer. Not right now, you can give me some time.
No, I mean,
But we need an
if
answer.
you really, if you think about it, there's two ways to go with this.
That means that he's still being politically. Right.
I'm going to give a straight answer. I'll give one or the other. But what I'll do is I'll kind of give you both aspects of it. So the whole Yeezy train thing has been going for a couple years now.
Yeah.
So it started out super high. Same scenario when you look at it from my perspective, as far as the sneaker industry and the resale market. The Yeezys and everything were sky high when they first came out. Super hard to get, super rare.
Can I
Go ahead.
pause you right there? So are we talking about Yeezy Adidas? Or
Yeah,
Yeezy Nike?
I'm talking Yeezy Adidas because
Okay.
prior to Yeezy Adidas, it was almost impossible to get anything Nike Yeezy from that standpoint.
Okay.
So when he
Okay.
went left and went to Adidas, that kind of changed and made it more
lot-
available to the
people
general.
don't
I
even know that
gotta
he was
keep it real. I gotta
Nike
keep it
before.
real. I gotta keep it real here too, because there was a time we were debating. There was something that was, to me, wasn't up for debate at the time. He came back around, but at one point, my man went to the dark side. And he wasn't Nike Nate, he might have been Adidas
No,
Nate.
you didn't. No,
For
you
a
didn't.
little while, he was
No,
Adidas
you
Nate.
didn't.
Adidas Nate, by the
I was
way.
waiting to get there. I was waiting
Oh,
to
you
get
know
there.
about that?
No, I didn't know, but I was talking about my own
We had
experience.
debates about
like,
that.
so before you continue your
Sure.
explanation, I want to say this. There are no other Yeezys to me. I've not owned any. The only pair of Adidas, I own two pair of Adidas, right? I have the NRD NMDs. I have those. I have the NRD NMDs.
Yeah.
So I have those, and I have. So now I tried to make it like I'm not a sneakerhead. Like I tried to make it like I don't care about sneakers. Like I just buy what I like, but I do buy some things.
I mean, you buy it because you like it, so
Right.
if you like it, you should know about it.
Thank you.
Sure.
There you go.
If it was, let's be real, if it was that bad and he was that much, I got a brand to maintain. So if he was gonna hurt my brand that much and I didn't respect you at all when it came to that, we would be talking about other topics.
We would.
I wouldn't bring people like this
Right,
over here
right,
if
right,
I thought,
right.
you can at least hold your own type of shit.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And the only other pair of Adidas I own is some top tens, and that's because of my age. And you gotta have some top tens in your catalog. You just
No, you don't. He has to have top
You
tens.
do because
He has to have top tens.
different age range, different groups. So the only Yeezys that matter to me are 1 and 2. There's only 2. Only 1 and 2. They came out with Nike. When he went to Adidas, none of them shits matter. I don't have any of those, period. Never will, never have, never want to. I don't care what y'all say. To me, shits is garbage. That's just me. They can think differently, but to me, shits is garbage. So, back onto the topic, because we're on the topic of...
So he's gonna have to turn into Adidas Nate right now, because I'm
He's gonna-
not gonna defend Adidas. I mean, I'm not gonna defend Adidas. People know that about
You
me.
may as well defend Reebok.
Now we go, actually talking about that. That's a good segue.
Wait,
That's
wait,
my
wait.
one not Nike shoe I have. I own it.
That's
I
what
own a
say,
pair of
I-
Reebok.
You got some
The
Shaqs?
first Shaq Attacks.
You
That
got
was
some
my
Shaqs.
first.
I know
I don't care what
Shaqs.
anybody said. That shoe's a
I knew it was
classic.
Shaqs. I
That
knew it
shoe
was
was on
Shaqs.
another level. Just one though.
I
But
knew it
yeah.
was Shaqs. I knew it was Shaqs.
Oh, and I have a pair of staple Pumas. I'm on some collab thing. I like those.
Do I? No, I haven't.
That's it though.
No, I don't have any. I had to think about it. So go ahead, continue. I'm sorry that
So,
I
no,
kinda
you're good.
interrupted.
So, based off of between Adidas and Nike, so when Kanye went to Adidas, it kind of it projected Adidas back on top, close to top. I'm not gonna say
Jeezy jumped over
you know,
the jump man.
it's-
Not. Not. If you look at the numbers, You out here talking shit. You got like 2 shoes out, 3 fucking shoes out. Jordan been around for 30 years.
Let him go. Let him go.
But again,
Let him go.
it's not always projecting about numbers. It's again what we circle back to before. With if the kind of the youth
And
is
impact.
on this, then that's kind of what is looked at as being in fashion, in style, cool. If you don't have it, you know what I mean. You're not on that level of the people that have it.
So I wasn't on that level.
Right,
Me
between
neither.
the two, but Kanye really helped, and even you saying you have NMDs and you look at Ultra Boost, like Kanye, when he switched over to Adidas, like he really pushed that.
Yeah, but
that
you
side.
disrespected someone there, and I hate that, and we're not gonna bring, and I kind of, this is just like a wild card. I personally feel different. I don't think most people are gonna agree, so I didn't throw it out there like that. But when you talk about NMDs and other stuff in Adidas, we always seem to forget, my man, big elephant in the room, by the name of Pharrell Williams. Part of that Adidas resurgence and more MMDs, he pushed that more, was to me more Pharrell. But I defer.
But it was definitely more Kanye than it was, because Pharrell might have done his thing with NMDs, but it was Kanye wearing the triple white Ultra Boost that really
Okay.
started that surge back over to Adidas.
So you don't think that, and this is my journalist side, is you don't think that there would have been a Pharrell NMD had there not been a Kanye going to it?
No, because I think the Pharrell NMD was already planned. I mean, if you look at most shoes when they release, it's not like they go to Pharrell and they're like, hey, we want to do a shoe with you, and then 2 weeks later that shoe releases. That's usually a year, sometimes 2 years in the making before that shoe releases. So Pharrell was already locked in, and Pharrell's done numerous things with Adidas
yeah.
before.
You know what I want
So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So again, I really feel as though it was that Kanye, and there was the drama around it too, of like, oh my God, you know, you're talking about how important the Nike Yeezy is and this and that. So when he left Nike, like that just stirred up, oh my God, like what's he doing? You know, and then when he went to Adidas, it was almost like, because I feel like Kanye fans are so supportive of him no matter what.
They're not
Like they
fans.
did.
They're a cult.
However-
Let's be real.
however-
They're a cult. Because your man looks, I'm sorry, let me bring it down a notch. Your man looks fucking crazy half the time, and you guys think he's a fashion god.
So hold on.
I'm sorry, you're
hold
a
on.
cult.
So we do have. So for all of y'all who are watching this episode, we do stay tuned because we have episodes down the line where we're gonna really like delve into Kanye and his psyche and his crazy and his.
Oh, I'm going in. He told me I can go in. He said I could go in.
He can do whatever you want.
Man, I told
So-
me I'm gonna get him blackballed.
Might as well
Blacklisted.
just do a solo episode and just let
Just
him
let
sit
him
in
just
front of
sit.
the
He's just
camera.
gonna stand in front of the camera with
And
the
just
backdrop.
rant. And just a whole
It's just a
rant.
rant.
Because you getting words in edgewise, it's going to be slim to none on that.
Yeah. Look, I'm blessed on me. I can do what I want. I'm
Plus,
gonna
if
say
you look
what
at the
I feel.
episodes, he's gotten plenty of airtime. But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
bringing the only show I can say we really just got off was with Mike. The episode 4.
I love that.
That
I
was
love
off the
that.
rails.
And shout out to Mike. Make sure like y'all go to all of his
Low key
PHL. Make sure you go to that. But we take it away from
Yeah.
from the time. So I just want to say this. So I will say that Yeezy won from Nike. If you have it and you want to ship it to me in a size 8.5, I will graciously accept it. I will plug you. I will send you any information you need. I will promote you as
So
much
that
as you
considered
want.
your grail?
I won't say it's in there.
So let me
it's
ask you,
in my, it's in my
I said
top
I wouldn't,
five.
but I can't help myself.
It's in my top five.
So that,
It's in my top five.
I'm just gonna go air quotes. That Tiffany mid, you like it more than the Yeezy? I couldn't help myself.
I do.
Okay, all right, no,
Yeah.
we can get, that's all
Tiffany
we can answer.
mid. The Tiffany mid is my
But he
top.
filibustered us, by the way. He's about to filibuster us. He still hasn't answered the question.
He hasn't, but we you know how we do. We kind of
Yeah.
we
don't have to. We gotta
derail.
Let's get focused. Let's
We
get focused.
derail. But yeah, that Tiffany. Do I have it over? I don't have it over there. I should have.
It's not a Tiffany, by the way. He just
No. I have the real.
Is that Tiffany colorway?
No. It was
Kind of.
I-
It's Till.
So
it's
no.
not even Tiffany Till. It's
So
Till.
what happened was
We said we weren't gonna do this.
So no, but since you brought it up though.
Well, that's
So-
what I move on.
But before, when I did mention something on this show, because I didn't think that I had the opportunity to grab something. But since then, my birthday happened, I got a gift, and I actually have what I thought I couldn't have. So now, I actually have what I thought I couldn't have. So the Tiffany Dunks, I own them now.
Okay.
I didn't have them at the time, so I was trying to like maneuver around not having them and say, well, I
Right.
like these, and I like.
So that's what you're saying. So it's the Tiffany's.
Yeah.
But the highs.
Yeah,
not the lows.
I have the highs.
What people think that's crazy is this what I'm saying.
Yeah, I have the
This is
highs.
what I mean with me.
I have the tech.
I don't like SB lows.
Right.
I have him and he can attest to this because
Yeah, I have Tiffany highs. I have
Rhea,
the
take your shit down there. He's gonna get your top dollar. He knows there's been plenty of SB lows. My man has cleared out my SB lows that I was trying to get rid of. Because I have them as almost, it just became a point I have to have that shoe, but I never wear it. So and again, please let my man answer, please.
I want to give credit where credit is due, and I'm gonna let you go back.
Go ahead.
So what happened was years and years and years ago, I went to an apartment, right? And I didn't say this to the person when I was in there that this sneaker like knocked me on my ass, and I was like, yo, this is the best sneaker I've ever seen. But I'm gonna say it now. So you had the sneakers that I have now. I was like, yo.
But they were lows.
They were lows. I like the highs. But I was like, yo, these dunks is fucking crazy. What can I went and looked them up.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I wasn't in the, I was not making as much money as I'm making now. It was just like, yo, I just can't afford them because what I wanted, I just couldn't get. So I was like, all right. So I relegated myself to saying, all right, I gotta find something else that's in that same colorway. That's where that episode, a couple episodes ago, came from. I was like, I gotta find something that I can afford.
That still kind of gives you right.
Yeah, but now I have them. So I have the highs. I have the dunk high, Tiffany dunk high. Anyway, but thank you. By the way, I never said.
See,
that
I finally got it. So we
I
got
never
the
said
truth.
that to
I
you.
got the truth. Even after all that, I finally got the truth.
I never said.
Shout out to my man Kyle. He told me to dig in.
I appreciate that. I never said it, but yeah, that's what
Okay.
that's what happened. It was all you.
Put him back
It
in
was
the
all
hot
you.
seat, though.
So right back
Back on the
to
hot seat. So Adidas, Nike, Kanye switching over, obviously, that helped propel it. So I think the reason why, and again, right now, if I had to answer the question, it would be, which I have to answer the question.
Yeah.
I assume, right. I'm going to go
I would
with Travis. For the simple fact that they're still keeping a majority of Travis's stuff limited. So because it's limited, because having it or attaining it gives you that extra kind of sense of, and again, from the younger generation, a sense of, oh, you're more wealthy, oh, you're cooler because you have a more limited shoe. Where the Yeezys, they've basically mass produced them at this point. So,
iPhone.
Exactly.
No,
right.
there are Air Jordans. See, when you were talking about you jumping over the jump man when you had 3 pairs of shoes, and again, Jordan was doing it for 30 plus years. This is what happens when you need new hot models. How's that Yeezy basketball shoe, by the way, that was able to change the game? How's that going? Ain't that like under blocks?
Wait. Let me tell y'all something. So y'all may not know. Shit happens behind the scenes. Like, I'm sure y'all know about shows and all that stuff. So things happen behind the scenes, right? So I mentioned something to my co-host, to my partner. I said, I'm gonna bring it up on the show. It's gonna be great. Did he just not like steal my shot? Like, I wanted to
I
bring
didn't even
up.
think about it. I didn't know what your angle was going to be.
I wanted to
That's
bring
my
up-
job anyway.
I wanted to bring up the Yeezy basketball sneaker. This nigga just took like, yeah. What about?
My apologies.
No, it's cool.
So you want me to answer? Because
Yeah,
I'm trying to,
no,
honestly,
go
because
ahead.
I really want to get to a few topics with Nick.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
trying to steer this shit back on. All right, so me personally, I told them they're not going to know where I'm going with it. All right, this is my answer. Who's more influential? I kind of look at it, rest in peace, Kobe and LeBron to a certain extent. In this sense. It's still, and it's always with everything generational. It's an age gap. I believe under a certain age is definitely Travis. That's their God. That's a cult. Like Travis has cultivated a cult. His cult just younger. And what did we say? The youth drives culture.
Sure.
So Kanye is on his way out to me as far as that. And I'll take that back. It's different.
No,
and it's just the older generation. Now he has a cult. So we'll see how long and how far people are gonna ride out with them. Because we like to be in experimental times with music, with sports, where like hip hop, like. There was no genre like this, so there wasn't like 50-year-olds that listened to hip-hop when we was kids. There is now. Right. So there's generational hip-hop now. And I think it's going to be kind of splintered the same way with shoes. It's going to be different eras. So for certain guys, but I will say this. The shit your man pulling off, that coat he had, and this is why I call it a coat. I'm going to say it again. I'm just doing this little light stuff. Your man's literally out here selling Walmart hoodies.
Yeah,
and people going crazy for them.
Yeah,
that is impact. Can't take that away from him. But it's only so long you can fool your fans.
But are they doing that because there's a resale value to it? Are they doing it because people want to be in that category? Because I think a lot of it, that's what it comes down to. Is it always comes down to money? It generates
So
more
that's one of our
money.
topics
at the moment.
If people are going to go crazy to get said product because they know that that product then has a resale value. If that product has no resale value, then it falls off. Then it goes by the wayside. The same thing for when Adidas kind of jumped up with Kanye. NMDs and even Ultra Boost had a high resale value. Well, now it's almost become like the new, and NMD is almost become like the new dad shoe of this generation. Like, they make a bazillion colorways, and every single Foot Locker, Champs,
Big comeback,
Finish Line, and all of that, like, that's now the dad shoe. So now there's no resale value on that shoe, so now it's
played the
not.
shit out of me. I feel like he just played the shit out of me with the dad shoe. I do have kids, so I'm a dad, but damn, like.
But that's, I mean, I
They
see
are
it,
comfortable-
I see
they
it.
are comfortable with
It's
that.
also hype. It's like the first one. Let me see if 3 years down the line you're selling Walmart hoodies and people still going crazy for them.
Right.
So it's also that.
So I didn't answer the question, so I'm going to, the question that I asked of you, well, really makes it, I'm gonna answer it. So I will say this, that at this current moment, no matter who you are, no matter where you are in life, no matter what your age range is, or what your age is, I should say, right now, it's clear to me, and it should be clear to you, that Travis is the winner of this, who's more influential. Here's the reason why. So Travis doesn't only have sneaker collabs, he has merch collabs, he has McDonald's collabs. So anytime you can take who you are and monetize that to McDonald's, and I don't think that a lot of people understand how exclusive McDonald's really is. Like, I don't think that you really understand that. So when you're able to like venture into your trays, a Travis Scott McDonald's tray, and this is just something that you bring the food on, like having value way above, significantly above what a tray should be worth. So can I ask you this? So a tray should be like $1, $2, $3, maybe.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
sure.
Like, it's just a hand tray, right?
Right.
So if you can take that tray, can I get your agreement? That a tray should be $1, $2, $3. Like, it's just a tray.
I'll go with it, yeah.
Just a tray. Like, if nothing attached to it, it's
Because
just a tray.
but I'm built different.
Okay.
Why
so,
that works with like the Travis Scott trade. Like
Okay.
I would pay money for like a Nike trade. That's just
Right. So,
crazy.
all right. So
or like a Call of Duty sound trade.
Okay, so
You know,
so to your same point, I appreciate that you're saying that. So because I can take a tray as Travis Scott, or take my name and monetize my name and my image to a company to say, first of all, they have the wherewithal to say, I believe in who you are enough
Sure.
to think that this is going to sell above what a typical tray would sell for.
Sure.
Not just a Happy Meal, not just a toy, not just my meal, but the fucking tray. It's a piece of fucking plastic. Like, so if you're gonna say who's more influential to the culture today, while Kanye may have his arm in, I want to be president. He may have his leg in, oh, I'm making sneakers. He may have, he got the Gap collaboration, which fucking shit is horrible. But that's my opinion. But Travis can say, yo, I did a deal with, I did a I don't care deal with McDonald's, and a fucking tray is selling for $150. A tray. Because I said, here's my name, go ahead, add it to it. Who's more influential in the culture?
So then,
Right now?
with Travis
It's
going to
Travis.
McDonald's, how is that perceived by the culture itself? Is that perceived as Travis is getting everything he can for his name, or is that perceived as he's selling out?
So hold on, let me say this. While I appreciate that,
Yeah.
thank you. I think the roles were flipped just a moment there, and I will answer your question. But I absolutely appreciate that, and that's what I expect for everyone after Nate coming on to do. So if you can come with something like that, welcome. Please inbox me, inbox him, come on to the show and challenge us. But to your point, to your question, let me answer that. No, that's not a sellout. Because I am in my 20s saying that my brand is worth this. I will partner with you just for the sake of your brand going here. But before I do that, I need to ensure that I get whatever. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I have partnered with, and I'm gonna take you with your sneakers up there. I have partnered with this brand.
Right.
And because I partnered with that brand, their sales went this far.
Sure.
So I can take that and leverage that against anything else I do. Because Nike is the imprint for American sneakers.
Sure.
And because America is the imprint for the world, I can take that and say, my imprint, my name is the imprint for these American sneakers, which means it's the imprint for the world, and say that, hey, guess what? I will allow you to use my name and my image,
Right.
but you're going to have to give me this. So I don't think that it's about selling out. I do believe it's about monetization.
Okay.
So I have been drinking. So I do believe it's about monetization.
I got one more.
So,
Well, I want to say though,
So-
I disagree with him though.
Okay.
so I'm
I
gonna
got
let you
one
do
more follow-up to
that.
his
So I'm gonna let you do that. But I do believe that it is a point where I don't think that Travis is selling out. I think it's capitalization.
Okay.
When we think about America and what America was built on,
Right.
it's all about capitalism. So I'm going to capitalize on everything that I've brought to this culture, whether it be hip hop, which is actually American, and not just now people of color. It's going beyond that, because if the people outside of who I think are people of color can monetize who I am, then fuck that. Yeah, go ahead. Give me my money. I know you're going to make more off of with it, because if you're giving me $3 million, you're going to make
Obviously,
you're going to make
you're not
30
gonna-
million.
right.
That's just what it is.
Sure.
But if I don't do this deal, I'm not going to get $3 million.
Sure.
Right. So yeah, no, I don't think it's a sellout. I think
Okay.
it is. I do believe that there is a line of overexposure.
And that was going to be my follow-up, which is where does that line?
You got about to mess up what I was about to say.
No, and I
But where is
apologize.
that line? Because you look at somebody like Shaq. Like Shaq is bought into Papa John's, but Shaq's also doing insurance commercials with the General. Like, at what point, you know what I mean?
Selling
Is
gel,
you're just selling
selling
your
gel.
name out?
But I don't think that he's. I think that he's at a point in his career where he can do that.
And that's what I'm saying.
So
What
you're
is
beyond
that
that point.
fine line?
I can't say
You know
what
what I
it
mean?
is.
This,
I don't know.
this is my take on
Like
it.
if Travis
So-
Scott
so-
comes
so-
out with, if Travis Scott, so you go back to the trade. If Travis Scott comes out with a line of Tupperware, like
I'll
is
probably
that
buy it.
now that?
I'm talking about that's a dope ass idea.
Fine.
Actually, you might have started some shit. All them brands, get my man a check, because I know I'm gonna see a supreme anti. So somebody gonna do that.
Yeah, I agree with you. So.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, at what point in your career or the product that you're endorsing and being paid by is overstepping the bounds and then selling out, as opposed to, yeah, I'm maximizing my fame to make more money for me on this set
So
product.
you want me to give you the MC Hammer versus versus what is the white guy who did?
Vanilla Ice.
You want me to give you the MC Hammer versus Vanilla Ice argument? So I can.
Sure.
I want Miggs to say what he wants to say, but I'll tell you this, that when we bring Shaq into the picture, I think that there is one thing that we don't take into account. Shaq was a basketball player by career, right?
Sure.
That's what he did. He had a pretty extensive career, and it was, by all of our accounts,
Hall of Fame, one of the most dominant
Absolutely.
big men of all time. Sure.
He didn't get into everything that he got into publicly until he was retired. So at the point of retirement, it's like, I need to monetize who I am.
I think though he's kind of become a character.
So give me a moment, because we're coming to the end of the show, so I want to make sure everybody gets their final points. So I think that would be, see, hip hop is different because it's still growing. And,
Sure.
and what y'all fail to realize is that hip hop isn't as old as you think it is.
Not at
right. So the fact that we now have 40 and 50-year-old rappers, I can appreciate, because we have 40 and 50 and 60 and 70 and 80-year-old rock singers, and I know I'm going on like a tangent a little bit, but I think that because we have had that in every other music genre, that now that we're able to have that in hip-hop, because hip-hop is so young, that you just don't expect it. You expect a rapper to be 30 and then retire.
abnormal,
Right. That's not what it is. But I think that comparing Travis to Shaq is hard to do. Shaq had a career where he was able to say, this is my corporate career, and then I'm retired, and now I'm going to do this. Right. So he kind of transitioned, he pivoted, and said, I'm going to make my brand this. So it's different. With Travis, you are of the youth right now. So everything I do right now should be accepted because I'm not selling out. I'm monetizing who I am.
Right. And I'm not
making
saying
the
that
best of who, I'm getting my money.
Right.
I don't even have to come out with an album every year with this current generation. I don't have to do that.
Absolutely.
I can say, I'm going to come out with an album this year, and then in 4 years, so I'm going to do an album this year, I'm going to do a collab with Nike this year, I'm going to do a collab with McDonald's this year. I'm 3 years out. Now I can do an album. And now, y'all back. So it takes it back to like the 90s and the 80s where I only have to make an album every 3 years. So I personally don't think it's selling out. I think it's capitalizing, which is the American way, off of.
But that's what I'm saying. At what point does it become selling out?
You'd have
Does
to.
it, because it isn't based off of age. Because again, you can circle back in your point with Shaq. Like Shaq is retired, so it sounds dumb, but Shaq doing icy hot commercials now, it sounds dumb, but it makes sense because as an older, that's who he's targeting.
That's who he is.
Audience, that's who he is. Correct.
You say icy hot.
Yeah, but I mean, you go back and Dan Marino with isotoner gloves. You know what I mean? Like it's just at what level does it kind of. So that's a whole
You mentioned
nother
this.
show,
You mentioned the gloves. I'm sorry.
But,
Makes it.
And we're gonna have to extend a little bit because I want to do the rapid fire. We have to get that in.
Oh yeah.
So I'm telling you, but hold up, let me say what I gotta say.
No, before you get there, I'm gonna say.
Oh, you've been telling me, I'm gonna forget.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna forget. You're not gonna
Fine.
forget.
All right.
Rapid fire is so we're gonna do this new thing. Any guest that comes on, I wanna let them know. Any guest that comes on, we're gonna do a rapid fire questions. They're gonna have to answer. No thought process. Just answer the question right away. We'll get to this right after Mig sing. So go ahead.
So I'm not gonna say it's necessarily a sellout, but I will say this. He have and I just look at things different. Because I look at people put you in a certain position, you claim all the time you love your fans, you this and that. And to me, you have a personal responsibility at a certain point. Now, this is the problem with hip hop, and I'm not gonna go into that. Goes to the next show. And well, I couldn't really answer Kanye how I wanted to because the stuff leads into the stuff you don't want me to get into. But to me, you have a responsibility in this way. Hip hop, this is the problem with hip hop. No money is bad money. All money is good money. To them, it doesn't matter. They don't turn checks down for the most part. I'm sorry. What McDonald's has done to the health of the youth in this country, Travis Scott didn't need that McDonald's check. He's pretty good. Right. So there's certain things, and mind you, people that know me, they know out of this generation, he ain't the dopest. To me, the best rapper of the new generation is Kendrick, but my favorite is Travis. People know how long I rocked out with him.
Sure.
I was disappointed in that thing. Because you don't need that. And everything ain't good money. And that's the problem with hip hop. You guys, I love you, but I'm also, it's bad enough you're already in your music, we let that slide. You're pushing pills, drug, whatever. That's another topic. But my man, at least let's not push McDonald's into the kids as well. Knowing what that's doing to them.
That's so easy to say from
I guess I don't have that type of money.
If McDonald's knocks on your door and says, Migs, hey, here's $4.5 million.
When I have 200 million already, and I'm about to make another 200 million next year.
What's the realistic number? You know what I mean? Because at the same point, he might have gotten a check up front, and then he might get dividends down the line.
And furthermore, I think this has dimmed his brand a little bit, and it's gonna at the end of it. Not right now. He's at his top. Let's see at the end of the day how this ends up helping his brand. All around, people just forget about it, which it didn't really have an impact.
I said the same thing about any artist.
I disagree with that.
No, I said we'll see. I said we'll see.
Okay. So while I appreciate that perspective, I will say that now, before we end the show, we have to get into our rapid fire questions. Nate, you okay with that? We just want to shoot them off to you.
I get to be the test dummy. Is that what?
Yeah, you actually are. Yeah.
And it's really not no explanation. You just got to answer.
Yeah. It's just you answer the question.
All right.
And yeah, we're gonna go in. So
I don't have to give an explanation.
No,
just
say who you are. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you this one because this is part of mine. So Dunks or Air Force Ones?
Dunks.
Do like the thing.
Oh, you want me to do the whole thing? Okay, all right. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go with the show. Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Oh, I like that. Lows and highs.
I can't pick both.
No.
I have both.
No, you can't do that.
Highs because it's more classy.
Okay. Okay, I like that because I don't like those at all. So I'm gonna go with that. This is one that we didn't really get into, but I'll ask. So, vape or Supreme?
I know his answer.
That's it. God, I'm not even supposed to be putting thought into this, am I?
No, it's just supposed to go.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by this, by the way. I thought you were gonna shout out Supreme right away, like.
And half of
No.
me wants to, half of
Yeah.
me wants to, but again, if I'm not supposed to give an explanation, like there's so much history on both sides of it. That's what I'm saying. There's so many.
You see him,
different-
right? He's still doing it. He's still
But
doing it.
there's
Like,
so many people that have.
first
collaborated
thought.
with brands.
Say one or the other.
Supreme.
Really?
I knew he was gonna say he's a Supreme
Yeah.
dude. I actually don't even see. I don't know how many times seen Nate with big stuff on.
Yeah.
You know what
Not,
I'm saying? I'm surprised he took that one.
Okay, I understand that one. So my biggest question, and this is the one I love, and it's going to be me forever. I'm going. Oh, my bad. So I'll pull it back up. I'm going to say Jay or Nas because I have my own perspective. So
Jay-Z.
Okay, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Now this.
Oh, you more rapid fire?
No,
Yeah, we wanna move
I got
on.
mine. He got his.
Okay.
Well, no, not really. He just went how he wanted to do and pick the questions he wanted. All right, so
So what now? He's
now I gotta go through them and figure out which one he ain't do
Yeah.
yet.
Go ahead.
New York or LA?
It's two different cities.
Answer.
Absolutely, it is two different cities.
New York.
Drake or Kendrick?
Kendrick.
My man. NBA or NFL?
NBA.
Yes.
Which one did you do, rapper? Oh, yeah, you got it.
You got it.
And last to finish it off, Biggie or Pac?
Big.
Okay, my man.
So he did it right.
He did
He
great.
got it. He got it. So yo.
So yeah, we just gonna decide if you won or lost. No rhyme or reason to
There's
it,
no
but
right
they
here.
won.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he made it. He made it through. So
That was nerve-wracking.
really?
Yeah,
So,
'cause you want to give an explanation onto why
No,
you're
no
doing
explanation.
what.
There's a fucking-
High
trying
or
to
low could be Air
justify it.
Forces. That's why we did that one.
so we're gonna do this. Miggs, is there anything you want to say to the people before we wrap up?
We appreciate you guys taking the time out to listen to us. I had a ball. I really appreciate my man Nate coming through. We had a ball. I'm mad. I'm gonna keep it real. We ain't even really do none of the topics. We just started talking.
We did.
I tried.
That's how it goes.
The whole time on mine, I'm like, we're gonna run out of show. We're gonna run out of show. We're gonna run out of show. So we can't keep telling people to come back. But one of these seasons, you're gonna have to come back because I got stuff I need to
Come
talk
back.
to him about. There's definitely.
Definitely come back.
Nate, is there anything? Well, before you say your last statements, can you please give everybody your socials and make sure that if there's anything last statements you want to make, you let them know.
Yeah. Again, Nike21 Nate on Instagram, Re-Up Sneakers for our Jersey store, Re-Up Sneakers Delco for our PA store. Appreciate them having me on. Hopefully, barring any issues, they start wrestling with each other and then going at it and some crazy episode. They got future episodes I can come back and definitely love to chop it up.
Yeah, because I want people to know your backstory. I want you guys to see how my man went from his brand to hang tags to doing what he's doing now. I think it's a dope ass story, and we like to talk
pretty
about
cool.
that in the show. So that's definitely something I'm kind of a little disappointed
We'll
when
touch
you
base
talk
on
about.
it.
Yeah, I agree. Now, you know this show. We talk about the topic and we tackle the topic. So I apologize that we couldn't delve as deep as
All good.
we need to, but we will have you back. As
Okay.
long as you're welcome. I mean, you're always welcome, but as long as you're willing,
Sure.
we'll have you back.
Yeah,
so.
And Travis, right? That's the answer. Not up for debate.
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
influential.
No, definitely Travis.
Travis Scott.
is not up for debate. That was the topic for today, Travis or Kanye. Travis is definitely the winner of that debate. So, not up for debate is Travis Scott. That's what it is. No questions, no ifs, no ands, no buts. But for me, Blast Off B, for Nate, for Mig 7.2, I'm Blast Off B. This is Not Up for Debate podcast, and we will see you next episode. And that's what it is, Not Up for Debate. Yeah!